Hello, everyone. This is Edo Ninja.
And this is Crunch.
And you are now listening to the Storm Connect podcast, published by the Sigil Arts Network. We talk about gaming topics and animated series of our own interests, like RWBY, Final Fantasy, Persona 5 Royal, Smash Ultimate, and so on forward. The goal that we aim to accomplish on every episode is to provide insights on these subjects that are usually overlooked, to spread awareness, and learn more. We are actually finally back from our small little hiatus. We want to express our gratitude for the time and patience that you all had for it, but also we would like to extend our apology for the inconvenience and for the unexpected hiatus that had to be taken. But again, once again, thank you all for the support and such. It really means a lot to us and such. So, So today, I'm not going to lie to all of you here. Like, this is from the blunt truth of me. I'm actually surprised that we're doing this podcast episode specifically immediately. So we kind of are just like jumping right into it. So we have come together once again, but to review Steve, that's now implemented into Smash and such. And of course, to have a little bit of discussions with a few patches that came with it as well. There's much to discuss, basically. However, first, we actually have some things to catch up with Crunch about. So I'm gonna give him the spotlight for this one.
Yeah, thank you, Edo. It's been a long time since I've made an appearance on here. I've just been like really busy with school stuff and whatnot, so I appreciate you guys for being really patient and also just being active in our absence. Like, I'm genuinely impressed by the numbers that we've been pulling together, and like we've even sold merch too. Like, apparently we sold like 7 shirts,
something
right?
around there, yeah,
on that website. Yeah, like, I'm very grateful for you guys. Like, thank you guys for being just amazing fans, and it seems like we're building like a little community, and that also is like got me a little giddy inside as well. Like, I don't know, it's just so hard to take in. But yeah, other than that, man, this character is insane. I'm actually like surprised that Steve is in Smash. Like, my first initial reaction to him, I streamed it. I actually missed the live reaction to it because I slept in and I didn't feel like waking up at 10 because I have a pretty bad sleep schedule. So when I woke up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna mute everything on Twitter. I'm not going to see a single thing. I'm going to have my friend to send me the link if he can. And then that's that on that. No, I literally got the video for myself somehow without spoiling myself. And then I was like, alright, well, that was impressive. So now let me go ahead and stream it. The opening was literally like, it seemed like a third-party character opening because it had like Terry in there, Sonic, Mega Man. I think it also had Cloud in there if I remember correctly. And like maybe one other person, but in the back of my head, I was trying to think of like who it could be, because there's a lot of, you know, discussion around like Dante and Sora and Crash and Rayman, yada yada yada. Like, I think if you're active in the Smash community, you know a lot of the major picks that people want, and one of them is Steve. But I'm gonna tell you this now: the main like mindset behind Steve being in Smash, like his inclusion is looked upon as a meme before he got in. We did not think it was going to happen. You know, trying to think of like a move set for him and whatnot, and like, is he really that impactful to the gaming community? Which he is, because Steve comes from one of the most well-sold video games in the world. Like, I think it's the best-selling game in the world, actually, if I remember correctly. Like, the numbers are insane. Its player base is in like the hundreds of millions. So that was already out of the question, but I was like, is it going to be put into Smash? And like, does Sakurai and the team over there recognize that game as something to celebrate? Because he's mentioned before, and I've mentioned it several times on this podcast, that it's a celebration of games. That's what Smash is. So when I saw that like opening shot of Mario busting through the wall, I had a little thought behind my head, like, wait, were those blocks that I just saw? And then when I heard the creeper, the spider noises, I can't say this in a different way, but I literally flipped my shit. I couldn't believe it. We were actually getting Steve from Minecraft into Smash Bros. And then the tension rising with the sounds where it goes, oh, or like whatever it does, and then he breaks through the wall. I literally jumped out of my seat. I think I like hit my knee pretty hard, so I was like limping while I was hyped. But I was like, dude, I can't believe this is real. And then they brought in Alex from that other like spin-off that's within Minecraft. They brought in Creeper and Steve as skins. And I was like, oh my god, that's insane. They actually did it. And it just made me think back to like when they added Ridley, they added Banjo and K. Rool, like these were considered like a mix between unrealistic and meme picks. Like Ridley's too big for Smash, K. Rool is not recognizable, Banjo is just owned by Microsoft, a company that Nintendo would never work with, but let alone, and behold, they're working with Nintendo, and he's in Smash. And then on top of that, we got Steve, which made that possible too, but like, oh my god. And then I watched the character, it was the video where they showed off his like moveset and stuff. Oh my god, that was insane. That was really crazy to watch because like, they pretty much had to like change every stage in the game or alter it so that Steve was able to play on it, because this character is so unique. He's completely different. It's not like where they add like, Min Min or Byleth, where they kind of borrow moves from different characters. No, this character's completely unique. Like, sure, some moves might mirror like other characters in Smash, but like, no one else can build, no one else can mine stuff out of the stage, so it's completely new and fresh to the game. It's very nice to just see that in this game. Like, that's what this game was lacking. It was just the DLC characters they were adding were just really dry and like boring, and like it was a mix of people not really knowing who they were and also just being a copycat of other characters that were added too. But this was just crazy. Like, watching him like build an edge guard with like down smash and like literally building off Pika's recovery, that was insane. I literally had like the biggest smile on my face. And I'm still actually in shock. Like, I don't know about you, but I am literally in shock that he is in this game. I literally get to hear the announcer go, Steve, Alex, Enderman, Reaper. Like, it's so weird.
I do agree with you that we are now in... This is debatable with anybody. Label it however you wish it to be, for those that are listening. But for me, I'm listening, like, labeling this as like a curse, but also like a very cool timeline that Steve is in Smash. And literally, like, they didn't do anything like too special with like the models or anything. They literally just like ripped it out of the original game and then boom, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of too. I thought they were literally going to make him like a 3D model and look all like cringe and shit. But no, they literally like... See, that's when you know you make a unique character, is when they don't look like they fit into the game. Because if you remember, when they showed him on the Smash poster art, like on the one on their main website, bro, it didn't even look like... It looked so photoshopped, it was hilarious.
You know what?
Like, he just does not look like he belongs here.
Speaking of Photoshop... I brought this up in the previous podcast and in Crunch's stream, because I was there to when he did his reaction. But I just want to reiterate this point because, like, because I've now seen it. I've now seen a couple of them though, but I am now actually seeing professional banners, advertisements of that blocky looking ass character in people's like pages. Like, oh yeah, like I play Steve and such, like. This is a Minecraft character!
That's so crazy! That's so crazy! And then, like, I was thinking about, like, oh, all the clickbait titles with Steve, and, like, I literally can't believe that there is a Hungrybox video out there that is titled Minecraft Steve is OP in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's a thing, dude.
And we all, like, because again, like, for those that are, like, not in touch with Smash, like, there has been, like, especially back with Smash 4, for the Wii U that is, like, people, like, usually do their moddings and such, and of course people have done, like, their meme ways to, like, show of how Steve could be in Smash, though, but, like, the thing is that it just looks like a poorly made mod and such, and it's just all hypotheticals, and we're looking at this now, in 2020, into Smash Ultimate. They did not do anything, like, too crazy, except for the moveset, which we'll get into, but for the model, it's just a ripped off into Smash Ultimate and such. And exactly as to how people did their simulations of it, their words, my apologies, hypothesis, oh my god.
See, it's even got him speechless,
I'm just lost for words. Like, I'm sorry, but like, that man literally just blew me away. I have a hard time finding words though, but basically that's what I'm saying. hypothesis is how he will play and his mobility, because it's just like that's one thing that was everybody's concern. His mobility. It's like, how the hell would a blocky character actually fight? And Sakurai literally just went on that camera and told us to shut the fuck up because this is real now, and it's actually like a thing that we have installed into our copies. And I'm gonna tell you all this right now. I can't speak for Crunch, obviously, though, but I'm gonna reiterate this point again for those that did not listen to my previous episode about this. But I was a huge hater for Steve to being in Smash, and I don't know why when I saw him on screen, my feelings just, like, I literally just did a reverse card. I totally, like, 180 on that shit, and I had some people call me out for it. I'm like, you're right, I did say this shit, but for some fucking reason, I can't be mad now that he's in the game. You know what? Go the fuck off. Go off. Fine.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I didn't, like, despise him in there, but it's the thought. It's, like, the mainstream thought of Steve being in Smash is silly and, like, I don't want it. But then when you see him get revealed, it's like, you can't help but, like, smile. You just can't believe it. That's so insane to see a character like that in Smash Bros. Like, you would think that, like, Rivals would pick that character for the game. Because, like, Rivals is, you know, they're still growing as well, but, like, you know, they have Ori in that game. Like, they have Ori from Ori and the Blind Forest. And it's like, oh, I could see them adding Steve in there, but Smash? Nintendo? Sakurai? Adding Steve in there? And the crazy thing is, I have to give a shout out to this person, because I have this, like, in my head, but there was a YouTuber named Paper Kitty who, in June 9th of 2019, last year, made a mock-up moveset for Steve as, like, a what if he made it into Smash. Now, obviously, this time we didn't know. But I want to mention that this person literally nailed, like, the run animation, the crouch animation. There were a few different things like side smash, but, like, dude, the down air, like, this moveset is so close to what we actually got in Smash. Like, I almost feel like that video proved to be, like, some sort of, like, inspiration for this character getting added. Because the moveset that this person included is very closely identical to what we actually got. Minus, like, F smash and up smash. Because F smash, the way they made it was, like, if you opened a door and just slammed it open. Like, that was kind of funny. But instead we got the sword slash. And then the up smash that we have in Smash is like when you break a lava block and it's a multi-hit and it can scoop. But their idea of it was taking, like, a sign, like, kind of like a written sign that you can put in the game and just throwing it up. Or, like, whacking it up and then they get hit. But for the most part, like, the moveset was so close. And I thought of this video as Steve got revealed and, like, parts of his moveset was shown, because I was like, dude, this is really close. Mm-hmm. And, like, very accurate to, like, what the actual character is. And then if I remember correctly, they also implemented the minecart as side B. And I was like, dude, what a read. That's crazy. And the building mechanics are the same. And they nailed this too. This isn't a down taunt, but instead it's like a it's when you're put to sleep by, like, Jigglypuff or Hero, he literally makes a bed and goes into it.
Oh my god, yes, right. I forgot to talk about that.
Like, I can't believe this person, and it was set as down taunt in their fan made moveset, but it, like, the fact that it's in the game, that's that animated and cool. It's so sick to see that in the game.
Yeah, and especially, like, whenever like, they also showed this at the animation as well, like, whenever, like, Steve parries, like, he actually, like, has that, like, I think it was like a shield that, like, actually, like, pops out, and it's like,
oh yeah,
they really put a stupid amount of effort into a character like Steve. And
dude, they put so much,
and you know what, I don't mind. I actually don't care that they did. I welcome this with open arms. That's like the best that I could actually say for this character. And again, I can't be too mad. I can't even be like, why is he in Smash and such? Like, no, actually, like I said, go off. I support this 100%.
Yeah, I respect it.
Exactly. I respect this. Although, there is something that I also want to mention, because a friend of mine actually, like, I was having one of those 3 a.m. conversations. But anywho, yeah, all of us. I had like one of those 3 a.m. conversations with a couple of my friends, and one of them brought up a very good point. He mentioned that, like, can we give Sakurai a break? Because like even like because again like at pre-face value like I can understand like it's like like it's a character that looks slapped on, like it looks like he was just slapped onto there and then just boom, he's playable. No, just the amount of coding that they had to do with the character itself, I can't imagine how much of a hellhole that was. It looked like it was, to be honest to me, because like again like we may not have like the full understanding of like the game development though, but like now that like he opened up that like that perspective for me, it's like holy shit, this character was not like something they just like slapped on or whatever, like just ripped out of the game. Like no, like especially to like how in-depth the moveset is, and like having these other animations to whenever the character gets hit, or like, you know, the transformation with Kirby and stuff like that, all those sorts, I feel like he was like the most difficult one to work with, and he still made it possible. And I'm just like, no, you all cannot be doing this to Sakurai. No, give that man a raise and like a 10-year vacation. This is not fair to him. No.
I know, dude. It's crazy because if you think about it, like he literally had to change core mechanics for Steve to work, like regarding the stages and like building and stuff. Like, dude, you have to fix like there's like 100+ stages in this game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you got to consider like you have to do that but 100 times, and that's a lot of tedious work. And I can't imagine the amount of crunch time they had to put in, which explains I think why it took so long from Min Min to here to get the second character, because this character must have been really hard to make, especially during the pandemic. Like I think they're working from home, if I remember correctly, or maybe a little bit like together sometimes, but I think for the most part this was all done at home. And I can't imagine making a Smash Brothers character from your home and then testing them and stuff. Like, man, you're doing that in the comfort of your own home. It's like, don't you have a hard time figuring out like what work and life is at that point? Like, I feel bad.
I do too, because like I've had some people that have mentioned, I think I mentioned this in my previous podcast, I don't recall though, but like I had the discussion that I feel like because again, like when Sakurai revealed this character before like we got to the next one of how he works into the game and such, he basically mentioned, like, he basically, like, understand, like, he's paying attention, and so is Nintendo, as to how the community would react, and obviously they were right. Like, pretty much what everybody's thoughts were was that, what did we watch? And that can be taken into a good and bad context and such, and, like, you know, personally, I feel like that Sakurai did not want to reveal this character because he usually has some type of reaction whenever he's, like, excited to, like, unveil this character and such. This one have felt different, but now that I'm looking back at it, it's just like, you know what? I didn't think about that, especially to like what they had to do and such. Like, I don't think that like, because again, like I said, I'm now mentioning that like this was not exactly an easy test. I feel like this was like one of the most difficult tasks, one of the most difficult ones to put into Smash. Now that I'm saying that aloud,
I agree.
You know, I feel that like that's probably as the reason as to maybe that's why that's the reaction, and I don't think that this was like a character that was like shown first before like because again like. We can debate about this or like, you know, make speculation as to like how they plan to reveal their characters when we find out later and such. But I feel like Steve was meant to be revealed. Maybe in the way of how it happened, I don't know. But I will mention this now is the fact that like now I'm seeing that type of reaction and such. I feel like this is like the correct order that like, yeah, no, he was supposed to be planned next. It's just that it got harder, especially when this pandemic is going on, and especially to like what the circumstances, as Crunch has mentioned earlier.
Yeah, like I just can't believe, like, because I mean, I'll admit it, I'm not gonna act like I'm a perfect little angel and understand everything that this world has to give me, but like, I was a little upset that like we weren't getting much. I think the patch that we got in 8.0 was great because it buffed a lot of characters that I think needed it. You know, some got some like, admittedly, Falcon got some pretty ridiculous buffs. Like, most of them were justified, but, like, they literally buffed up smash, and that move is just crazy now. Like, I've been, like, finessing some stocks like no other with that character. But I haven't actually played in a while, and I'll probably explain why. But that was, like, prior to Steve being released. But, like, yeah, there was such a big gap between Min Min and that, and I just felt like that gap was too big. Like, it was very hard to keep interest in the game at that point.
I had to concur with that actually. Like, I mean, I still like play Smash like regularly a little bit more. Actually, as probably more than Crunch on these days of it though. But like, I do have some type of feeling about that, which I will get into a little bit later. Because first, like, we definitely want to talk a little bit more about with Steve though. But I'm going to explicitly mention this now that I'm going to mention this a lot more too when we get to the when we talk about the patches and such though. But all I can say is that I do have some type of feeling way of how I feel about this right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, that's like a perfect transition for just getting into like, you know, how we feel about the character too. Because like now that we've been through that part where we watched the trailer, we reacted to it, and then we were given the moveset, we had to wait an extra week for it. I think it came out Tuesday at like 9 p.m. or something like that. They've been doing that as of recent. Like their directs have been early in the morning, and then they release the character whenever they do it. But when they are released, it's around like nighttime. I think that's just to accommodate for other people's like regions and time differences across the world. But so when it was released, like you know, they show the big screen, oh, this character has joined the fray, or like, you know, whatever they do. Seeing Steve on my monitor for the Nintendo Switch, bro, that was surreal. Like I still couldn't believe it that he just popped up on my screen, stiff as fuck, you know, looking like his stupid ass self from his game, and he's on my screen with like the Smash format and everything. I was like, dude, this is wacky. This is so hard to take in that you are just in this game now and like traversing through the menus and like playing through classic mode and doing all the spirit boards and then playing the character. Like you go onto the select screen and you just see Steve, you click on him and he goes, Steve! Like, whoa. Xander literally just said Steve. Like, that is... What the heck, man?
I also want to mention this. Oh my god. Literally just... Okay, I'm gonna tell you all this right now. Like, we have these notes, like, in front of us. Well, at least I have, like, a little bit more of thorough notes, right, in front of my face. And, like, I know what to say, but it's just so hard for me to actually, like, process through my brain to my mouth to saying this out loud right now. It's just, like, I know I was unprofessional the last one, because I just could not contain my laughter and how much that I was just so baffled, but... Oh god, I'm sorry. It's just that effect is happening again. I'm sorry, but I can't help it.
Yeah, like they just managed to surprise us.
I can't help it. Oh, and the funny thing that I want to, like, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this on the media, especially like if those that are not on Twitter or whatever, or on Twitter. It's just that, like, 'cause people usually do these things though, but there was a picture that just hit me way too hard. Joker from Persona 5, Cloud from Final Fantasy, Steve from Minecraft, and you have all these other characters that you would not believe that they would not be in Smash or now in the same universe. And I just looked at it, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Just seeing that, like, that screen, and it was real, not photoshopped or anything like that. No, it was actually real, and I'm just like, oh god, I didn't even think about that. It's like one of my favorite games and one of the most popular selling games, and all these other famous games are now into like one universe. I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm all for it though. But Jesus Christ, like, no matter how you look at it, like, I'm going to give Sakurai deserves that W, because he made this shit possible in some way, shape, or form. Because there are so many challenges that he must have had to gone through, and he is popping the fuck off with all these DLCs. And I hope that continues until the end of this.
Yeah, this is truly, like, I mean, you can disagree if, like, it's not your personal favorite video game, but, like, overall, dude, I think this is probably, like, one of the best video games, like, ever made. Because you just see all these crossovers happen that I think no other game can achieve. Maybe minus Mortal Kombat, because like Mortal Kombat actually recently got Rambo, which is a character from like Sylvester Stallone's movie.
Oh, what the?
And even before that, they got Arnold Schwarzenegger in the game for Terminator. So it's literally Rambo versus Terminator in Mortal Kombat. That's pretty sick, because that's like two big movie characters from like back when we were not even born yet. Being in the same game, and you can play as them, and you can just constantly fight each other with those characters. It's like, that's crazy. And that's the same feeling I get for like Smash. It's like every character they add, I'm just like, wow, they're in this game now. Obviously, minus like the Nintendo reps. Like, that's kind of no surprise. But like, you could literally, from this point, give us 4 crappy characters. Just the worst characters you could add. Like, they could bring in like Toad, Waluigi, Goomba 1, and then like the random enemy from Kirby All-Stars. And this would still be like the best game ever, because you can't outweigh the number of insane characters that you added to the game. Like, I think the first shocking one, and I've probably said this before when we've done a Smash podcast, is like, Cloud's inclusion still boggles my mind.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, I can't believe, especially during that time period, yeah, we got 2 songs for the character. Like, I know that sucks, but like, just the character being in the game and then returning. I want to reiterate that. Returning character. A Square Enix character who, like, keep in mind, this company takes pride in like making exclusive games, like mostly for like PS4 and stuff. Like, they love being exclusive and private about shit. Like, they don't like sharing. So the fact that the character return is insane to me. Like, I can't believe this game exists. It feels like a fever dream fan made game.
I agree with that, because literally, like, again, I'm also agreement with Crunch on this, though. Like, you know, Cloud being in, like, you know, like an iconic character among with like the Final Fantasy series. It's like, wow. And like, that's also the thing, like, it's very unfortunate that like he wasn't given proper treatment as compared to the other characters that were like added onto Smash, though. But like, it's just the fact that like a deal was sealed for him to actually be a part of it is like already big as is. It may not be in the way that we have hoped it to be, but like, it's there to that insane amount of impact as if like, you know, the other characters that we didn't think that would be in Smash or return to Smash, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's almost hard to like talk about this character being in the game because it still just does not seem real to me. But like, you know, that now that he's out, like, he was a lot of fun to mess with on the first day. Like, it was really weird, but there was just like, you know, from the naked eye, like playing around with him and watching like all the Twitter combo videos, like, we go through this cycle constantly. Oh, the character's broken, time passes, then our final decision is made. I genuinely believe, like, I don't think this character's broken, like top tier broken, because I have found that like if you play a rushdown character against him, you can just easily dunk Steve. That's weird to say, by the way. Easily dunk Steve. But anyways, like, that, see what I mean? Like, that's just so weird to say. But like, yeah, like, you know, if you play characters like that, like, he literally can't do anything because his main goal is to like, you know, build up his resources and use them against you. Like, dude, literally getting like a diamond material for anything, you know, whether you're getting it, oh wait, you can get it all together actually, but just getting diamond in general is like crazy because the amount of damage it does and like knockback, like that, it almost feels like I'm getting hit by Arsene. And it's just like, some of the stuff this character can do is insane. And when people master like building, oh my god, when they start mastering those build combos and like extend off of them, I think that's when we'll really see like the true nature of this character. But off of like a first impression of him after playing him for like a week, I think he's like pretty high tier. I think he's up there as like one of the greats in this game because his toolkit is super unique, and if you don't know how to counter it, you're gonna get absolutely slapped up by Steve.
I can't believe you actually said that. And I know you were gonna say that because I was gonna say that too.
Slapped up by Steve.
Well, no, not just that, but also the fact that he's like up there. Now he's not like, you know, like he's good, not like dude. Mid or like low tier like some of the characters that were like kind of added in. No, that character is stupid, but in a kind of good way type of stupid where it's just like, okay, all right, maybe you gotta actually like take it a little bit more seriously. Shit.
Yeah, like, it's the thing where it's like, dude, if I lose to Steven Smash, I quit. It's like, well, you should be done then, because there's no way you've beaten every single Steve on this planet. Like, that character's crazy, man. I'm not saying he's broken, because I genuinely don't believe he's broken, but I don't think he's bad. Like, a lot of the people that are saying he's bad, I feel like just did not let enough time pass for them to make a judgment off it. Also, keep in mind, you know, as the world stands, we're still in a pandemic, so there's no offline events, and I feel like there's a lot of potential for this character offline because, you know, you take out of consideration like what he can do on Wi-Fi and stuff. Like, I feel like he's got a dangerous toolkit that can counter some pretty good characters that were not able to be countered before.
Actually, yeah, no, I agree with you on that. My one thing is the fact that, like, yeah, like, I don't think, like, he's broken either. Like, it's just that, like, I think, like, Steve, specifically for him, because of how well in-depth that he is, because he's actually a pretty complex character. There's so much going on with Steve. Like, especially, like, what you mentioned before. Like, I feel like that's, like, the biggest contributing factor is that he, like, there's a huge building and crafting, like, aspect of him that matters a lot. And there's, like, because of how many options that he has, there's stupid amount of options. It's like, we need a little bit more time to actually, like, let this character flesh out, though. But, like, I will have to agree, based on this, like, 1 week experience and, like, you know, from what we received so far without, like, any actual offline tournaments and such, it's like, we were kind of able to tell with Min Min, because, like, Min Min did not cause that much of a buzz, and, you know, maybe for a couple other characters as well before this pandemic, though. But, like, just, like, playing this character alone, or even, like, going up against this character, it's like, okay, like, this character can actually, like, have an actual couple crazy moves where it's just like, oh shit, well, if this pandemic is over and if this shit is pulled off at Evo, well, there's going to be a lot of broken controllers, a lot of rage and shit. I'm just saying, I can see this now. I can.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't even know what the future of Evo is going to be like, because, I don't know if you remember the main guy, Wiz or something, I think his name was he stepped down.
Oh, wait, that's right. That. I do recall that, yes.
Yeah, like, I think Evo still does exist. Not to, like, you know, ruin the comparison, but, like, yeah, like, even still, like, minus that, like, I think Evo's still going to be big enough where, like, you know, a tournament's going to be there. But just seeing Steve, like, just picture this. I want everyone who's listening, including you, Edo, to just literally picture this. You're sitting in the audience of Grands. It's like, I don't know, like Dabuz. Let's say Dabuz just makes an insane run versus Leo, and Dabuz is using Steve. There are professional commentators in the background that you can very slightly hear talking about strats with Steve and, like, how the character works. And you see, like, a professional banner with his render on the left side of the screen. Like, and then he wins. Dabuz beats Leo with Steve from Minecraft.
Oh my god, wait a minute. Like, okay, I know I brought this point up, but, like, for, like, professional, like, banners and such, though, but, like, not for, like, I totally missed that. Like, the competition, the majors, the seats. I did not think it, like, just seeing that and, like, professional oh my, I forgot about that. They're actually going to have to sit there without, like, trying to laugh or, like, you know, actually to maintain their professionalism. They're gonna actually have to try to talk about this character very seriously as the match is going on. Like again, like, I can just see, like, finals, Joker versus Steve. Oh no, oh my god, Arsene versus Steve. No, okay, stop, no.
Like, you can literally just hear it in the background. He's like, you know, absolutely insane conversions from Dabuz using Steve accordingly. Oh, nice up smash, and that's going to take the set against Leo. Like, dude, that's going to be an actual, like, scenario where a commentator is going to say that in, like, his professional voice. And Steve taking a major first year of him being in the game. This is absolutely insane, Coney. What do you think? Like, dude, these commentators are going to seriously talk about the character so long as the character survives in the game. And I can't take that seriously ever. I can't.
I want the, like, the way I want to share a little bit of how I just pictured this just now. Like, for those of you, like, that don't go to tournaments and such, like, because that's how I envision it. Because, like, you know, it's one thing if you listen to a stream, like, I'm not trying to downplay this in any way, shape, or form, though, but I have seen, like, at least, like, the competition for Smash, at least from my experience with Evo. And just, like, you know, see, like, when you're there in person, like there's this type of aura, like especially like with the hype among with the other Smash players as the audience and such, and you're seeing this live in front of you. Like I'm gonna say this right now, like it just sends the chills down to your spine, and that's just the feeling that I just got just now. Now that Crunch brought that up, and I'm just here going like, oh my god, when this pandemic is over. And if there's majors that's gonna really like continue off with this, and if I see that character in grand finals or at least somewhere up there, no, what the fuck, man? What? No, I will not be ready for that. Like even if we're we're saying this aloud right now, I'm not gonna be ready. I will actually have to leave. I gotta go. Oh no.
Like it's just insane how far this game has come since like, because I kind of took it, I tried to take it seriously around like Smash 4, and like the craziest characters we had at the time were like, in that game specifically, it was like Mega Man, Pac-Man, Duck Hunt, and like, I mean, I'm trying to think of like other characters. I guess Palutena's another crazy one, but like those characters do not compare to like what we have now. Like this game is crazy. This is like third-party City, and it's just like, oh my god, it's actually like insane that this character's in this game, and like there has been like legitimate tournaments where like people have talked about Steve, or top players after a tournament go on Twitter saying they're the best Steve, and I'm just like, that must be a weird title to fight for, being the best Steve from Minecraft and Smash. Like what a thought. What a thing that you can think as.
Yeah, no, it's blood for blood now for a Minecraft character. And like literally like for most of it, like basically of his moveset, like it's gonna really show like there's an actual competition for who, like I'm not just saying this just for the character though, but like because of like this is basically all of his character basically of who has the fucking best crafting skills and building skills to kill off their opponents ruthlessly.
Yeah, it's literally a bloodbath, but in like 2D.
It's just so weird, and I oh my god, I'm gonna just say this right now. The one thing I will not like, another thing I will not be ready for, because this is just me, and for those of you like obviously following my Twitter or like, you know, with my podcast episodes, I am a die-hard fan for Persona 5 and for Joker. So I even though I hear a lot of complaints about Joker, I don't care. Like I love him in every way, like, you know, in shape or form of how he is. If I see this character beat the living shit out of him in an actual like big tournament, you will like Crunch is gonna ask me to be on that podcast episode, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, I'm not gonna be on that one. You will not hear me unless you are interested. You are that interested enough to hear my broken thoughts that cannot be outputted correctly into words. I'm just gonna tell you.
You would literally have to decipher screams.
I will not be ready for that because Joker is like a little bit broken and like, you know, he's top tier as fuck though. But if I see that stupid character, no, I will not look at the internet. I actually will probably quit Smash. Maybe. I don't know, which I know that's what my friends want me to do, but I can't have this. No.
Like, that'd be so funny if he genuinely became, like, a top-tier character. Because right now, he's, like... I would consider him, like, a high tier, like we were saying before. But if there was just a patch where, like, they fucked up and just turned him into a monster... Oh, my God. Like, just imagine all of the discussions on Twitter and shit being, like... We need to ban Steve. Like, that's a sentence. That's a legitimate phrase that people are saying.
Okay, Nintendo, if you're listening to me, that for some whatever miraculous like reason that you happen to choose our podcast and you decide to select this episode to listen to, I want to make my message very clear, okay? I don't think the internet is ready for Joker to be like, you know, inferior to Steve. I don't think it's ever gonna happen based on how you made these characters, but I'm not putting this possibility out of it either because you guys are known to be making very, very wild decisions when patching the game and like bringing in these characters. And I'm not trying to say that in a very insulting way. It's just like, it's a huge impact. Like, again, I'm failing to actually like communicate with proper sentences here though, but no, I will not be ready. Okay, you can it's a hard pill for me to swallow, but you can even make this character be better than my Robin, okay? Robin, my main. That's very bold. Fucking bold. You can fucking do that, even though I am gonna be bitter, like, sweet about that shit. It can be better than Bayonetta. I don't care. But if this character is better than Joker in any way, like, I don't care, like, if you do this and then in the next patch, like, it's gone now, like, no. If it happens at any point of this timeline, I'm done. I'm actually done. Like, I will not, like, you will not find me anywhere. I, like, even if people are trying to, like, literally find me, I am not answering that door. No, I am gone. I'm not ready for this, and I never want to be ready. Not with Joker. Don't do this to my Joker. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sorry that I went off, though, but no, I'm actually terrified.
I mean, I'm just shocked still.
Me too. Me too.
Like, yeah, it's like, even though this character's like crazy and stuff too, I hate to say it, but like, just for me personally, like, I didn't last long, like, playing the game I didn't play it for as long as I thought I was going to. Like, I played it for like maybe a week, and then I was like, all right, I kind of just want the next character now. Like, not to discredit Steve as being like a boring character, but for me, it's really just like the core mechanics of the game are boring to me. Because like, I was talking about with this to you before we even started, like, just kind of getting ideas of what we would talk about. But like, something that I cherished Smash 4 for, is that there was just a lot of like unique things that each character had. Like, teleport cancels for teleporting characters. Some characters had tether recoveries, and then like for neutral wise, like Falcon had like extended dash dancing, which is like, you know, if you want to have like crazy movement like that or similar to what Falcon had, you played Falcon. And that's what made him unique, was his speed and movement in neutral, along with like, you know, pretty decent mechanics like power shielding and like perfect pivoting and like, you know, being able to actually move past your opponents was cool. But like, this game, it's like everything feels so universal, and while that is helpful for some characters, it also makes it boring in the sense that like everyone can do that. Like, I could literally pick like Bowser and extended dash dance with him. I can pick Ganondorf and do that. I can pick like just Robin and I can extend a dash dance with them. Or it's not even called extended dash dance in this game, it's more just like regular dashing, but it's like, that was such a good appeal in 4 to make things unique, but in this game it just, like, that's kind of ruined for me. So I don't think of anyone as like incredibly unique unless the moveset has something to say otherwise. Like, Steve is unique because no one else can build on the stage. Only he can do that. If you want to build, you play Steve. But everybody else is just kind of like, you know, if you fight, you fight. Like, if you want to counter and hack and slash your sword around, like, you don't even have to have a sword to have range. Some people just have range because they're incredibly stupid. Like Bowser forward air. You can literally just whack that shit like it's a Marth tipper.
Oh my god.
Like, it's just stuff like that that's like still really hard for me to get into. Which is why, like, it didn't get me back into Smash, but I'm actually like interested in playing again because I kind of want to see like how Steve develops throughout the game and whatnot, and just like how he plays out as a character. But like, you know, the game as a whole, like, I feel like if they fix core mechanics of the game, maybe I'll be interested again. But for now, I'm still kind of in the same boat.
Okay, so I actually have a couple things to share off with that, especially. With those core mechanics, I am actually 100% in agreement with Crunch about this, that there are some things that this game does that is just like really odd to me, and like I thought like it was just because I was bad, and I'm gonna say this right now, like I'm not that good in the game though, but like even with all these patches, I've noticed that there was something about this game that just makes me like play really oddly. And I thought it was just my character, but I noticed that like it happens with each character that I play as, and I'm just like, this, like, because like when it works, but when it doesn't work, like I'm just like, this is so much inconsistency. It's weird to me sometimes, which, I mean, again, like for me, I have more patience with the game because I just generally like enjoy it, and well, having fun with my friends. Shout out to my server, but anyways, But there is a few, like, I want to believe that, like, they did this just so that, like, everybody, like, has that fair chance of, like, with those core mechanics that everybody gets to do. But, like, now that, like, I've played this game, like, I did a lot of this as of recently with playing with Steve and such. It's like, there's something that kind of, not rubbed me off the wrong way, though, but I'm just like, this game is not, like, it could be good. It's tapping into that potential, but, like, it's just so inconsistent. It's like, I kind of wish they actually did something about the core mechanics, because if we could actually, like, have a solidified foundation for it, and if they could do the repairs on it, I feel like I would be able to enjoy this game a little bit more with my heart's content. Like, I mean, I still do. Don't misunderstand me when I say that, though. But there's obviously, like, some flaws that they could take from what they've done to actually improve that. And speaking of improvements and such, and to what flaws are, the patch that came with it as well is something that we have some words about, which I don't understand. And this is what's making me, like, kind of question of some, you know, decisions that were made as to, like, why when it was not exactly necessary. I don't know if it's because of this pandemic or it's just because that they could do so A, B, and C because they just don't give a fuck. But the decisions for these characters in this patch and how this game is now functioning with this recent patch, I'm not saying it's entirely bad, but there are some good to it, but there's also some very, and I mean seriously questionable decisions that were made for this game, I will say.
Yeah, like, it's still a fun game. I like playing it from time to time, but, like, I've also just learned to move on to different games and, like, trying other stuff, because I used to be, like, super hooked on Smash, but, like, as of recent, like, it's really hard to play sometimes, and especially due to, like, the issues with connectivity, and, like, playing on Wi-Fi is really bad on top of the buffer system already being pretty abysmal as is. It's like, it almost feels like I'm just playing, like, a clunky, unfinished game sometimes, and, like, that's not really appealing to me. So I don't know. If that stuff gets fixed, or, like, they release a console where they, like, fix their netcode on, like, a Switch Pro or something. I don't even know if they could do that. They probably could, because it's, like, hardware maybe, but, like, yeah. It's hard to play.
We're in this pandemic, and that, we don't know how long it's going to last. Like, come on. There has to be something that can be done for this, because, oh my god, it's worse. It just keeps getting bad. There's been hardly any other type of improvement. I know that, like, they kind of have stresses enough that, like, oh yeah, use an Ethernet adapter, but even then, it's just, like, it's not exactly that good. How did we, like, I mean, there are some questions that I have that, like, obviously, like, yeah, I know the answer to, though, but, like, I still cannot fathom, and I just have to sit here. I'm like, okay, I know you told me, but still, why?
And the fact that, like, you're making people pretty much buy your product, like, the fact that everybody at Nintendo was saying, oh, I know there's issues with, like, Smash Online, but you can improve that by buying our Ethernet port. It's like, dude, I didn't even need that in Wii U. Like, Smash Wii U, I didn't even need an Ethernet port, and it was still, like, you know, Wi-Fi was still bad back then, but it was actually better than
It felt
Switch.
more stable, that was. Holy crap.
Yeah. Like, it was actually much more stable than what the Switch offers. And it's like, dude, you guys need to figure out a way where I can play online games without having to do that. I can literally play COD on my PS4 at school, and I'm still fine.
Jesus.
Like, I don't have any connection issues with the PS4 at my school, and we know how school Wi-Fi is. But at home, at my home with, like, fiber internet, playing Smash Online on Wi-Fi and Ethernet, because I used my friend's Ethernet port one time, it's literally the same. There's no saving this at all. Like, something, I don't know, man, something just has to be done. I like what they have done, though. I don't know the exact changes, like, what they did in terms of, like, playing your friends in lobbies, but, like, they have kind of fixed the problem a little bit, but it's very minuscule, and, like, the changes aren't drastic, but there are changes. And I guess, like, in the long run, it's noticeable at times, so I respect that, but like the difference between offline and online is so immeasurably present, and like it's very hard to deal with. So that's why it's hard for me to play this game, because that's all I have right now is online, since I don't really go to other people's houses and whatnot, like my friends and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, like, and speaking of that, I actually kind of want to like get into this part of that, of these questionable decisions and such, because it's like we could have a debate about this with the online and such though, but like back to the game, back here real quick. Nintendo, we need to talk. We need to have a serious talk as to what you guys have done with these characters with this new patch. I'm sorry, but like I don't know if I want to say that like I understand, because these two characters that are like in the top of the list right now, why?
Oh wait, are you talking about
yes, the patch?
Sonic?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so with the patch notes, I remember this. I was expecting it to be like, you know, pretty understandable. Like I actually had hope. I thought Nintendo got their shit down. I thought, okay, so they made necessary buffs. Now let's see some fixes to characters like, you know, like Joker or Sonic, maybe even Ness, and like just other characters that are just ridiculous. Like the things that they can do is ridiculous, and they can do stupid stuff. Like just whatever is stupid in this game, you would think that they'd fix, essentially. No, they just go ahead and buff Ness and Sonic. Like the two characters that literally take over online. Like, hello? What are you thinking?
Just so I don't know if there was like not enough like evidence to be shown with it, but I'm pretty sure, and I've seen a stupid flood of it on my Twitter of how stupid these characters are on Wi-Fi, and you make it worse. I don't know if you were trying to look at this from like an offline standpoint, because we are not in a situation where we can look at that right now.
Yeah, and it's super inconsistent, because I remember this from the beginning of this game, but they nerfed K. Rool because of people complaining about him on Smash Wi-Fi. So that would make all their reasoning for these changes and stuff super inconsistent. Like, if you're buffing Sonic and Ness, there's no need to do that, because they're already fine offline as well, but they're way better online, because the way they work just benefits that type of play. Like, they're both really campy, they have corny mechanics, or not mechanics, but just corny moves that can kill early, and like they just have ridiculous combos that literally an infant could do. Like, I thought y'all had it down. 8.0 was great. You fixed characters that needed fixing, you buffed characters that really needed it, and I felt like those were some necessary patches, and it made some characters like playable. Like, I didn't feel like I was playing like an unfinished character that just can't contest. And it's not even because of their design, it's literally just because their moves are just programmed in a way that doesn't help me at all, and it makes the character unenjoyable. And I thought they had understood that, and then I was thinking maybe we'll see some nerfs, but no. Like, not even a Joker nerf. Like, they haven't even touched Joker.
Yeah.
They barely touched that character. It's insane. Like, in 4, I respect the hell out of them in 4, because they really touched on that stuff. Like, they fixed, like, core mechanics. They, you know, besides Bayo, because I think they were done and just trying to move on to a different game. But before that, like, they literally fixed stuff that was, like, an actual issue at times. Like, they left some characters kind of in the game that were a little ridiculous, but they were a lot more responsive. Not saying all the changes they made in 4 were good, like some of them were just ridiculously stupid, but like, you know, at least they were like screwing around with the game, seeing like, hey, what if we nerf this and that? Like, I can guarantee you right now, if Diddy was like Smash 4 Diddy, where he still had the hoo-ha and like pre-patch Smash 4, oh my god, that would cause an uproar. And if they weren't fixing that, that would be ridiculous. But like, I just don't think they understand like how incredibly ridiculous Joker is as a character. Like, Arson is a cool mechanic, but you have to keep in mind like getting a damage boost from that, and on top of that, like, it promotes campy play too, because why would you approach Arsene? You're literally walking into the doors of death. And as cool as the character is, it's like, you know, you got to understand that for other people playing the game, even casually, yes, the audience that you constantly cater to, because you guys just love to ignore like the competitive Smash section, simply because all of your money is made from casual players. It's like, even on that level, casual players still have an understanding of what is good and what is bad. And there's some that literally pay attention to the competitive scene and use the opinions that are formulated in our scene as their basis of like what they view the game as. So if, let's say, I'm like a professional player or something, or like, you know, anyone, if they're saying Mario was like top tier and ridiculous, casual players understand that and will probably play that character simply because he's ridiculous. And then like, I've seen some people pick up characters, like I've seen people pick up Joker, and like it's not enough to beat players that they haven't before, but like to get significantly better results than what you were getting before is like kind of crazy.
I didn't think of it the way of how you put that, but you actually have a point when you said that aloud. Wow. As much as that I am a huge advocate of making people mad with Joker, because I will admit, I am a little, like I said, like Persona 5 Royal is my game, and I will firmly stand on my point with it, no matter what. But I'm willing to at least let my guard down for 1 second for even with that notice. I will have to say it's like, especially like Joker's counter. Oh God, that's like, I actually played against my friend Ven. I played with him online when he was streaming, and like he just like, I believe that he just did this side. No, I don't think it was side B though, but like it was basically a smash attack. Yeah, side smash attack. And that shit did like a 40% damage output to Zelda. And it's like, what the? He went from like 20 to 60 already from one counter. One counter. That's a lot.
Also, that counter is huge, dude. Like, it used to be a lot worse before they kind of like nerfed it a little bit, but like that thing was a whole ass circle. And if you, like, this happens sometimes, but like if you were to hit him from behind, and he counters you, you would go like the other direction. Like that counter was huge, and it still is. But like pre-patch Joker, before they like kind of touched him a little bit, like dude, that counter was just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, and it is just seeing that it's like, look, all I'm gonna say is, if before anyone puts words in my mouth, I'm not saying Joker needs a nerf. Just maybe he just has some readjustments to make whatever way they do it is whatever way they do it. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm not saying that he has to be nerfed. Wink, wink. But anywho.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think the character's like ridiculously broken to the point where he needs huge nerfs, but readjustments are valid. Like, that's what I was saying before, where I feel like the game is balanced closely, like it's balanced character-wise, like pretty nicely, with the exception of a few characters, but like it's really just core mechanics that are just messy. And you know, making small changes like that, I don't think they understand how huge that would be if they were to make like certain small nerfs to characters, because sometimes it affects them a lot more than people think. Like, you don't have to like, you know, nerf him to the ground and make him a bad character. Like, there's no two options. There's multiple options for like nerfing these characters, I feel like.
Yeah.
And that will just make the game a lot better for other people too. Especially like a character that I think is just ridiculous is Pikachu. I don't know why they gave him a down air in this game, or like not a down air, but like a spike in this game. That is his down air. And considering that it comes out just as quick as it did before in Smash 4, like, that character is crazy insane.
Boom.
Like, that one addition, the fact that he can spike with down air now, dude, that literally turned him into a monster, I feel like. He can, because he's already so good at, like, extending off of combos and doing finishers, recovering, like, Pikachu's ridiculous, man. He's so good. And just that one change turned him into like a monster, and like also like his damage output's pretty crazy too. But like he's just a little demon.
And here we thought that. I honestly, like, I actually did not expect to see Pikachu like really up there, and wow, and especially like I still remember pre-patch Smash, like basically when this game was released, like, you know, the two characters that were up there as well, alongside with Pikachu was Pichu, and then, well, they said we can only have one of them, and they chose Pikachu rather than Pichu. But Jesus Christ! But
Yeah.
even when we have characters like these, Sonic. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a toxic
That is actually a
character.
very, very toxic character, and the fact that it kind of worsened online, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tilted. So I'm hoping that maybe that there is a I will say that like there was another patch that they kind of did. Unfortunately, it did not cater to the other characters, but the Shadow patch actually kind of gave a little bit of a small buff to a couple characters. One of them was actually Zelda. They actually kind of buffed a little bit with. They actually did not like. There was no actual like proof of the patch notes though, but there is like consistent play with the Phantom Knight now, and it's like, oh shit,
Oh, they altered the displacement.
Something
right?
like
Or
that,
something
yeah.
like that?
and it's like now a little bit better. It's like, oh shit, okay, all right, wait, this character is getting a little bit better. All right.
Yeah, like apparently that was a huge buff for Zelda to be able to like. I don't know what the buff was exactly, but I just saw something about like displacement of her, like when she throws out the Phantom. I still don't really know what that means unless I see it in action, because I just did not play that character at all. I really fought many Zeldas, but I mean, a lot of people who play that character extensively were saying like that buff was like huge.
Yeah, actually, now that I've seen this, because like at first, like I was not exactly a huge fan of Zelda though, but like because that like I've been hanging around with a friend that is literally like one of the best of Zelda, I can actually see like, and I will just say this right now, like truth to be told, like if you can't get around to that Phantom Knight, you got a lot of training to do. To be put to the blunt truth, because I used to have a lot of trouble with the Phantom Knight. Like, trust me, I'm saying this as well. But now that I see where this is coming to, and now that I'm seeing the difference between before this patch and now with this new patch, it's like, okay, so yeah, that buff was kind of needed, because like, you know, there's a lot of inconsistencies with that Phantom Knight that I could just easily punish, especially with using my Robin. But now we could go head to toe at this point.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's just like if they did changes like that, like small changes like that to improve or balance characters, it'd be so sick. But like, that kind of just makes me think about like future DLC characters, and like, I just hope that when they add people, I think Steve's a great example. Like, that character is so unique. It's not like a carbon copy of other characters, and then like maybe one unique what's it called, like, you know, move that they have, like where Joker has like arson and Hero has like the command menu, but like, no, Steve is like incredibly unique. Like, some of his moves might slightly mirror other characters, but like, you know, him being able to mine, build blocks, like the way his recovery works, and just like the way he goes about playing neutral is just insane. And I kind of hope to see characters like that, because, you know, you could add Sephiroth into this game and just make him a complete carbon copy of like another character, and then I wouldn't even be hyped for Sephiroth at that point. I just feel like I'm just playing a reskinned like Fire Emblem character. So if you were to just able to make characters like that are actually, you know, ridiculously fun to play, super unique and whatnot, like, I will look forward to the next future DLC characters. And also, like, you know, being third party is kind of the extra touch. Like, I genuinely thought we were just going to keep getting Nintendo characters, because last patch was pretty much all Nintendo characters minus Byleth, and then like on this one it was Min Min. But yeah, they've been going ham with the third-party characters. I hope they keep this up, because this is really refreshing to see like super unique, memorable characters getting added in and whatnot.
I wanted to elaborate a little bit more at this point, like, because I do agree with this. Like, you know, I believe that Steve has like one of the most like unique identities of Smash Ultimate, actually, because
regrettably saying this, like there are like the characters within the DLC lineup, they have small like similarities to like other characters that has been like used before. It's just that like now it's just like they kind of just like copied, pasted it, did the readjustments to make it unique to that character that would make sense, and then speed up the process of it faster. Which I'm not saying that that's a totally bad thing, but like it's just like as to what Crunch said, like if Sephiroth, hypothetically speaking, just so nobody gets the wrong idea, if he's literally just a straight up carbon copy of like let's say Marth and such, it's like what is this? Like it's cool, like he's in the game though, but it's like it doesn't feel like his actual identity. It just feels like something that would make it be like Sephiroth, but not actually truly him. Like
exactly.
You have Cloud that does like the down tilt to where he's just sliding off the floor. There are other couple characters that do that. Mega Man, Joker as well and such. There are a couple characters that actually do the exact same thing. It's just that there have been some touch-ups as to how far it can go, what's the launch distance and such. That's literally what they do to make it unique to that character. But like, again, it's not actually to that true identity. Steve was able to actually accomplish that for this one, especially for his mining and his crafting and such. So, which, that goes back to my point again. That's probably as to why this development for Steve was a living goddamn nightmare, because it seems that from what we've seen from the moveset, it's not like pretty much like 99% of the characters.
Yeah. And like, I really hope, like, now that it makes me think about, like, Steve being in the game, I would not be surprised if literally anyone or anything gets in this game, because that was the final straw for me. Like, the fact that they added Steve literally told me, like, they're gonna add anyone they want to, so long as there's, like, consent to including them into the game, or, like, a partnership is happening. It's like, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if literally, like, an anime character got in or some shit, like Goku. Like, I've heard apparently, like, they're not gonna add anime characters into the game, but, like, I don't believe anything anymore. I feel like literally anything or anyone could get into the game. I'm just appalled at the roster.
I see why you say that. Like, especially because again, like, they said, of course, from their previous interviews, especially for the other games, like, no, Ridley cannot be in Smash because A, B, and C. This character would probably not be in Smash, A, B, and C. And look where here we are now. It's like, y'all are like the biggest cappers. Like, y'all are about to go to the level of lying. Like, Nomura level of lying. Because that man lies straight out of his snarky ass mouth with the Kingdom Hearts series. And they're doing the exact same thing with this. I'm not saying that, like, they're like 100% lying though. But like, I'm also on the same boat. Like, I believe we can have Tom Holland for Smash. I believe that can actually be a thing. Like, I'm sorry, like,
I don't know if I'd go
no.
that far.
I go that far because, like, look, I'm just saying, like, because I mean, we did not expect to see a blocky character in the same universe with like Joker and such, and like seeing that Joker, seeing everybody's model and catering to basically the art style and stuff like that. Like I said, if I see Tom Holland or Goku or like a BlazBlue character, even Ragna or Jin Kisaragi, like no, I'm not putting that in the question anymore. I'm tired of this.
Yeah, like, I mean, I wouldn't, personally for me, I wouldn't go as far to say, like, Tom Holland could get in the game, but obviously there's some levels of cap to that at least, but like, dude, I really don't know who could be the next DLC character. Like, back then it was pretty standard for me. I was thinking, like, just a bunch of other Nintendo characters, and like, even with the second pack, I was just like, okay, Joker was cool, Hero Banjo, even Terry, like, that was fun, but let's go back to being realistic. And then they just dropped Steve, and I'm like, okay, well, never mind. I'm gonna go fuck myself then. Like, you guys have clearly proven me wrong, like, several times, and you do the most unexpected shit constantly, and it's so hard to get a read on you guys, so you take the cake. It's
I will say that, like, even regardless, like, whether if it's a good thing or not, that tactic is working, but it's scary of how well it's working. I'm going to say that much.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So literally, like, okay, all I'm gonna say, like, if there are any other characters, because again, I already got my character. I got my Joker character into Smash. Like, I don't want anything else anymore. I really do not care. But if I were to put some type of possibilities for, I would love Crash Bandicoot. I would love Dante/Nero for Smash. And one thing, I feel like there's not enough discussion for this character specifically, but I really, and I mean really, want to see Spyro for Smash. I feel like he would be a great character addition.
Those are some good picks. Those are some good picks. I'm actually like, I agree with the Dante. Dude, I think Dante would fit perfectly in this game. If you're going to add a character like Bayonetta, you might as well add another classic like Dante or Nero. That would be so hype. I would also really like, I used to like despise this character, but Doomslayer from Doom would be so sick. Because like, I played Doom Eternal earlier this year when it came out, and that game was a lot of fun, and I could definitely see like some of his movesets being implemented into Smash correctly, and I think he would be a really fun character. And like, if you bring like classic, the other thing for me too that I love about characters is bringing their music, like whether it's a remix of something or like straight from the game. Man, there would be some heaters, some bangers, some classics that would be added into this game, like Rip and Tear from like the Rayman games. Ooh, that would go so hard. Imagine like literally listening to Rip and Tear on like a Doom stage while fighting like Sonic or Joker or like Cloud, Mario. I don't know, just some character that's already in the game is just like, dude.
That'd be very cool.
Like, dude, imagine Doomslayer versus Steve with the theme of Rip and Tear playing in the background.
Oh no, I did not think of that.
Like that could be real, dude. Like, it's just characters like that are unique and like third-party characters that share the same universe as Nintendo characters is really special, and that's what I feel like separates this game from any other game on the planet. Like, I think in regards to exclusivity and like all this stuff, this is the best video game in the planet.
You want to know what I'm also hyped up for? Like, I'm like, I expected like because we've mentioned this before, but like, you know, I can't believe that like I'm bringing this up again because like I see the consistency of it though. But like, I'm really excited for the next lineup for the Mii Fighter costumes because they do such a good job with that.
Oh my god, I know! Like, last time they added, like, Cuphead and then the guy from Fallout, like the Fallout guy. And I was like, oh my god, wait, that's sick. And then in this one, they added... I actually, like, was a little sad about this, even though I didn't play the games, but, like, Travis Touchdown. I thought the character design, or I thought the Mii costume design was cool. And then they added Bomberman 2, like... Oh, I love when they do, like, actual character rendered costumes. I still think Sans takes the cake. Like that, even if he was a character, I would have been shocked in the same exact way. Like, he literally came with a Mega Lavania remix, and Mega Lavania is in Smash. Like, that is still hard to believe. Like, you can, if you want to meme this game incredibly hard, you could literally just do Steve versus Sans, and then go on like whatever stage has the Sans theme song on it, and you can play. You see what I mean? This game's crazy. This game was made by a bunch of psychopaths, but also genius psychopaths.
The best part about that, and like, I wish I had the time for this because I have stupid, crazy ideas, but I unfortunately do not have the time though. But we will definitely see this on Twitter one day. Mark my words when I say this. But just now that Steve is into Smash and now we have like Travis and stuff like that, like there are gonna be editors that have a lot of power, and the fact that we have like, you know, these tools that Sakurai gave us for our replays to like, you know, take an angle of the stage, get rid of the HUD, the music and stuff like that, and like, you know, to take screenshots and such, or like, you know, have the type of mobility. Editors are gonna have crazy amount of stupid material just to make stupid fucking memes, and it's gonna look beautiful on Twitter. I look forward to that. I haven't seen much of it yet, but it's coming. Just give it time. Just give it time, because there are people out there that has grand powers, sometimes too much power, but they're gonna abuse the hell out of it just for basically the memes, just because they could though. But I'm still looking forward to it, period. Which that's also another reason why I'm looking towards the next set of Mii Fighter costumes and such. I also want to bring this up because
there was actually a lot of discussion about this everywhere that I was going, especially on Twitter. I'm gonna just say this right now because it's been a while since we talked about this character specifically, but because of what happened to Travis, I want everyone here to listen to me loud and clear. Don't put your hopes high for Sora because he could also become a victim. Take that as you will.
Oh my god. You know, like, I don't really care about Kingdom Hearts like that anymore, but, like, for those greedy fans that want nothing but Sora, and then him getting revealed as, like, a Mii costume, oh my god. If any sort of, like, Kingdom Hearts reference is made into Smash and implemented through, like, Mii costumes or, like, an Easter egg of some sort, oh my god, I would burst out laughing. Like, just imagine... we get like Doomslayer as a character, or like Dante, and then they're revealing the Mii costumes and whatnot, and they give us Sora, and then they just only give us like Dearly Beloved as a song.
It's possible, and you know what? I want you guys to not forget about this, but Melody of Memory is coming out next month, so don't be surprised. Like, if you see like an exclusive pack to where like they're doing like, you know. Because sometimes they do this, like, you know, they kind of have like announcements that like they'll do a special set of spirits to unlock for a special event for like a certain amount of days. Don't be surprised if Kingdom Hearts ends up to being that victim, because it can happen, and that doesn't mean that Kingdom Hearts will get into Smash though. But if it does, I just want y'all to remember, it probably might end up to be a victim. But if it does, I know a lot of people are going to unfollow me. Maybe in my podcast Twitter account as well, but I'm gonna just say this right now. I don't regret anything that I'm gonna say if it actually happens. But who knows? If it gets revealed as a Smash Fighter character, cool. That's great. Even though like now I just don't care for it though. But just don't give it that much power, because I know a lot of people were trying to hope to God and find ways that Sakurai was trying to make a Kingdom Hearts reference through these images, the thumbnails and such, and look what we got, Steve, not Sora. But
yeah, some of them are like a stretch.
Huge stretch. So all I'm gonna say is, I know Melody of Memory is coming to the Switch, and that's our very first exclusive Nintendo Switch exclusive. But that's because it's becoming exclusive for there. I want you all to be wary of that. Just because they have these deals and such doesn't guarantee everything. It doesn't apply to every candidate. And again, like we don't know exactly like how specific their criteria and what goes on to discussions and such. I mean, again, like we got Terry, and nobody, like I haven't seen like a single soul like advocate Terry to that high level of degree, like for, you know, hoping for Cloud or for Bayonetta or for Joker, even though that was like one of also the biggest stretches, and here we are. So just want to get that little bit of a warning out there. But, you know, I mean, I'm not saying like, you know, don't hope for the character to get in. Like, if you want to, like, you know, more power to you, though. But I just want you to be careful of how you set your expectations for this, is because of how wild this lineup came out to be for the characters and the Mii Fighter costumes.
Yeah, like, I think Terry was more of, like, a personal addition for Sakurai, because, like,
The way it was presented and him, like, talking about it, like, I think out of every character presentation, I've never seen him more excited to talk about a character than, like, Terry. Because he kind of grew up on that, whatever that game is. I don't think it's called King of Fighters.
No, I think it was, actually.
A different one. Maybe it was King of Fighters. Yeah. I don't really remember exactly myself, but you could just tell that he really wanted that character in the game and, like, thought it'd be a fun addition for him personally. But, yeah, like, I mean, I really don't know what to expect. I think Sora would cause a lot of heated controversy and drama being in the game, especially because he has ties with Disney, and Disney is also like a very commonly talked about company as well, whether it's being talked about positively or negatively. Like, it's pretty big. So like, if Sora got into Smash, that would be a very big addition to the game. I think that would just be like the win it all type of character. Like, you can't add anyone more ridiculous than Sora after that.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm eating these chips right now, and they're really good. But anywho.
No, you're good. I'm getting hungry too.
I believe that's all I really have to say for this podcast overall with Steve and like basically with like the lineups and everything. All I gotta say is that actually, yeah, there is something that I actually want to address something with that as well. We have certain ideas. I'm not going to explicitly mention this now though, but just know that you'll know when the time comes. But there is a lot of things that we're kind of excited to do. It's gonna be a little bit of a slow process though, but make no mistake, we still got things going on. Don't things like just because we go on a hiatus and stuff like that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Trust me, even when we're gone, or if I'm gone, or if Crunch is gone, something is always happening and it will come out in one way, shape, or form. I promise you that much.
Yeah,
so be excited for that. Like I said, oh, actually, wait, no, one more thing as well before I actually say the sign off message. But I may get a little bit of flack for this. But I may want a Sakurai. Like I said, if Nintendo, if you just happen to be listening to this podcast episode, there is a little thing on my top wish list because I kind of need this a little bit more, just a little bit more. Could you please, and I mean pretty please, buff Robin? I don't think he had that much of a little bit of that buff. I think he needs a little bit more. I know that a lot of people do not like that arc fire, but I'm gonna say this again. It's really not that good. I mean, it got better, yeah, but like it ain't enough to where it's just like, I still have a little bit of issues with it. If you could be so kind to please fix my character a little bit. Oh, and it's grab too, because the grab of Robin is really bad. So if we can have a little bit of those fixes, that'd be wonderful. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to this ridiculous podcast episode. I thank you so much for your efforts into the game and for whatever that you guys are doing. I fully support it 125%. Yeah, anything that you would like to say, Crunch?
All right, Nintendo, if you heard that, don't listen to him. Just keep doing what you're doing.
All right, well...
Keep up the great work.
My co-host is a traitor. Wow. Well, alrighty then. Well, if that's the case, well, I'm good on my end for everything for my last sign-offs. I think you are as well, unless I'm mistaken.
Oh yeah, same here.
Alrighty. And that's all going to be for the podcast episode. If you're listening to the show on Apple Podcasts, be sure to leave out a 5-star rating if you enjoyed the podcast. Hit up the Storm Connect Twitter at StormConnectEN or other platforms this podcast is on for feedback on the show. And also another thing that I would like to mention, we have merchandise still available, as we mentioned earlier, sponsored by the King Styles Apparel, and also with the help of Shmerp. I will link his Twitter into the episode below as well. I consider you guys commissioning him. He helped me out with picking out the designs for the merchandise, and I greatly thank him for that. And again, one more time, I just want to thank you all so much for supporting the merchandise and such. And, you know, I've been seeing pictures of it left and right, and it's been giving me, like, I glow up from it, and I'm just so happy to see of that. So thank you all for checking out the merchandise and such, and especially for supporting this podcast. And again, like, I promise that, like, this podcast is going to keep coming back stronger and stronger and stronger than ever. And I look forward to your guys' support and your thoughts on it. So, thank you so much for listening to this episode. This is Edo Ninja.
And this is Crunch.
And we will see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and for heaven's sake, please stay smart.
Yep. See you guys later.